Examining and questioning beliefs can not only change your experience in the immediate, but can actually lead you into deep presence when we inquire the right way and we inquire into beliefs about the fundamental truth of our experience of reality. I'll give you an example. So throughout the day, if you're busy, working hard, have a lot to do, a lot on your mind, a common meta belief or background belief is something like, well, too bad I'm just too busy to do inquiry, or too bad I'm too busy to investigate presence, or I can't wait till I get home and I have time to sit quietly and meditate. This thought, if believed, can really shape your experience. It can add a measure of tension. It can reinforce a sense of separation or isolation. However, if we recognize it as a single thought in the moment, a thought that says, well, in this moment, presence just isn't available, or something to that effect. And we're able to recognize right now, right here, as just one thought. That's the thought. That's the belief. That is the shape of consciousness right now. That's the formulation of consciousness. That's the formulation of experience. You could say it's the formulation of what feels like me, feels like self. So you could say it's one thought thinking itself, one thought appearing as only itself, rather than there's a thinker of a thought. So the moment we have the thought or perception that says, I'm in too busy of a situation to be present, to recognize presence or immerse myself in presence, or fully experience the magnificence of non-dual presence, we are already there. We're fully experiencing the one thought, which is one consciousness, which is one self with a big S. It's just one formless experience of consciousness formulating itself into a perception, a belief that only really shapes reality in any apparently solid way when we believe it, when it's not recognized as such. So now with the recognition of this one thought, we're immediately present. There's just presence. We don't even have to reflect on ourself being present or what the nature of presence is or a technique. It's just a self-knowing of presence, being conscious of consciousness now as this. So it's one thought thinking. And the moment we recognize this, we have the opportunity to notice one sound hearing. And we have the opportunity to notice one breath breathing. You can do this on the stairs. You can do this while you're driving. You can do this while you're typing. It takes a moment. It takes a sliver of a moment. The entry point is always consciousness, or often consciousness. And that leads into the vivid presence of the sense fields. Sound hearing. Sensation feeling. Just what's felt, just what's heard, just what's seen. That's it. That's all it takes. One act of recognition, one act of surrender, and then even the actor is absorbed. No actor can be found. There's nowhere back to look. The sound only hears sound. It has no perspective, no hearer, no point of view. The movement just moves. There's nothing aware of it. There's nothing perceiving it. There's just movement. The seeing is just the colors, the forms, the shapes, the lines, the shades. There's nothing perceiving that, nothing seeing it. It's just a pure act of sight. Nothing on the outside, nothing on the inside. It's not registering anywhere. It's simple, magical. This is available always, because it is always. even when it doesn't seem like it's available. That's only one thought. Once we recognize the thought, we recognize consciousness without having to think about this, without having to reason through it. Then we recognize presence, which takes all forms and takes no form. Then we don't even have to call it presence. Just this, just what is. Just what appears. But the appearance isn't to someone. The appearance isn't viewed from a perspective or an angle or a frame of reference.